Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Special Stage. You join us here live on board John Griffiths and Emma Morrison's Skoda Fabia as we are waiting to blast our way into Stage 8 of the Alan Healy Memorial Rally. This stage sponsored by Glanford Electronics. What a thrilling day we've had. It's been up and down all day. It started this morning on stage 1 with a huge amount of incidents and cars dropping out left, right and centre from the event. So a busy day for the marshals and the organising teams, but the event running on time and smoothly away as we see Michael Igoe and Will Atkins in that Citroen blasting into the stage. Car number 1 ahead of John and Emma. You can see them preparing themselves now to make their way into the stage. So off the start line here, straight into a tight 90 left, and then making their way clockwise around this Cadwell Park circuit. A few results for you to bring you then as we look towards the live streams. Michael Igoe currently leads the event, 37:42 total time. And that's really down to the fact that Dominic Buckley had an absolute nightmare on the previous stage when he came across some traffic at a hairpin. Stalled the car and couldn't get it into reverse, couldn't get it going, lost nearly a minute actually. It was heartbreaking to watch, and he's had such an incredible run today considering the lack of seat time, and just goes to show he can drive, and he hasn't lost any of that talent he's built over the years. So unfortunately Dominic down to 3rd place now. 43 seconds back from Michael. Sandwiched between the two of them though, and just 5 seconds back from the overall lead is John Griffiths and Emma Morrison. Chris West, another to come across traffic at the hairpin and have his issues as well. He's in 4th place, just 2 seconds behind Dom actually, looking at it. So it's flat through Hall Bends this time, across the top of the mountain and flat through Hall Bends, and then braking into the tightened junction and down to Barn. It's not for the faint-hearted, this setup. It's a real quick stage. And we'll see what comes of it. The lower paddock, tight around the bail, around the tyres. Back out to the circuit again. So a really fast sort of final couple of stages here to enjoy. After Chris West then we have John Stone in 5th place with Alex Stone alongside. Getting used to that new car, absolutely loving the Skoda that he's out in today. James Garner is with us again in the Darien. It's been real Darien weather today. He's trying to chase down Chris West in front, but that's not going to be easy. It's not going to happen, I'm afraid, today. The difference between Chris and James is quite significant, but I'm sure he's had a good day in that pocket rocket of a car as well. So he'll be happy, I'm sure. Mark Galatly then in 7th. Philip Burton 8th, going really well in the Subaru. And then Martin Hodgson and Joseph Duffy rounding out the top 10. So they were the results after stage 7, the Yaddlethorpe stage. We wait our first competitors out of stage 8, as you can see. And John and Emma tackle Hall Bends again. Will be 30 seconds further up the road. It all comes down to these last couple of stages then. Michael Igoe, if he wins today, becomes champion for the 2nd time in a row. And John and Emma trying their best to reel him in. We said before, just 5 seconds separate the two after a day's rallying almost. And that's what John and Emma have to find if they want to take the championship to Anglesey, to the Ultratech SMC stages next week. found a good couple of positions on the road actually on the last stage. We were watching down at hairpin in the paddock area, and we found 2 bits of clean tarmac. And there's nobody else on the track at all. And it was a good opportunity to get their foot down and no traffic in front of them. Michael and Will, they found a little bit of traffic, but managed to get past it relatively easily. So we'll see how it goes. Michael coming from a GT racing background, he should be all right getting past cars, shouldn't he? Let's see how John does as he approaches the mountain then. We've got the Mitsubishi in front. Quick through here, narrows and then opens back up again, so just be patient a little bit. Let Craig know that you're there. Hopefully Craig will go one way. And, oh, that's not patient, John, that's not patient. Well, got away with it really. Across the grass and got to that final corner. Got away with it, could have been far worse. So he managed to escape without any issues really in the end. Maybe just a little bit more patience and stay to the left at the split. Craig was going to go right, John was going to go left, so it might have been a better option. But anyway, through the stage and out into the finish for John and Emma. Have a quick look at refreshing the results and see what's happened. So results-wise, Michael Igo's gone 2 seconds quicker than John Griffiths. Might be down to that little excursion at the very end there. So the lead opens up to 7 seconds now going into the last stage. Michael had an 8-second lead this morning and said it was comfortable. I'm not sure a 7-second lead is comfortable, but certainly the way things have gone over these last couple of rounds, you know, 7 seconds covering about 4 cars at one point at Donington, so I'm not sure it's comfortable, but he's manageable is maybe more the word to use. He certainly can just manage that by keeping his foot down, and barring any issues with either of the crews, Michael should have that under control. But you never know in this sport. Anything can happen, as we just saw. Mr. Buckley is in then. He's a few seconds further back now. Came with a 5:04 in this stage. So 8 seconds slower than Michael. John Stone with a 5:17. He's lost a little bit of time in there as well. Plenty on stage action for you. Let's have a little look at the social medias. If you haven't already done this, then it's important. You need to get in touch. Drop us a message and or a comment in the live streams, and we will put you straight into the draw. We'll find the last live streams. There we go, and we'll put you into the draw for some special stage Rallying His Life merchandise. So we've just had a bit of a shunt here. Let's have a look at the Burton Maple Garage Subaru. Just check these guys are okay. Just clipped a tyre on him. Yeah. Oh, luckily it's flipped back onto his wheels actually. Yeah, that could have been worse, could have been nasty that. Luckily for Team Burton, they're back on the wheels. Hopefully that's not shook them too much as well. It's a real shame because they were going really well. They're actually lying in 8th place. So if you just see that on the stream, it's gone up onto 2 wheels on the chicane with the tyres. Clip the inside tyre, put it up on 2 wheels, and then as it's hit the tyre barrier, it's dropped back onto all 4s. So I'm pleased to see that car back on its wheels. That's good. Hopefully the guys in the car are okay. I'm not quite seeing what's going on, but I think they will be. But we'll just make sure they're okay as they help them get out the car. Oops. Okay, I'll bring you more on that. Connor Neal finally home after retirement on stage 2. Sorry to read that, Connor. And Stuart Hassel says such a shame for Paul. Was out on the first stage. Same happened to us at Donington. But we were able to rejoin at stage 3 with field pump issues. Yeah, not quite the case for Mr. Woodford, unfortunately, who retired on stage 1 with engine failure. A real shame for him and Julia, and also all the guys and girls at Spark Developments. They put a lot of effort in, like I said earlier, a lot of heart and soul went into getting those cars prepped and looking so good, ready for this weekend, and unfortunately the engines let them down. Nothing really that anyone could have done about it. It's just one of those things, unfortunately. So yeah, such a shame. Okay. I'll have a quick flick across to our YouTube viewers. We'll see who there's watching. Coming to you now. Plenty of sparks from the Stockdale car. They need to have a ton of time written today. It's not going to plan at all. He was telling us earlier, Tom, that his plan was to just get round. I can hear him. I can hear him from the paddock. No exhaust on the back of that BMW being dragged around. Yeah, so what was I saying? So yeah, we'll check in with the guys on YouTube. So Alison Knox is watching. Is it delayed? It's not delayed according to the programme, but it is slightly different to the schedule that we have or were given earlier. So it is slightly different to our live schedule, but the actual programme that I've got in my hand here tells us differently. So conflicting times. Anyway, we're up and running now, which is good. And there's one more stage after this one. YM3R3J, hello from Belgium. Susan is excited. Zoom. Thank you, Susan. S1E2 Sport Quattro says, is this a hill climb event? It's not, although it does get that feel to it, doesn't it, when you go up the mountain like that. This is a rally. It's a circuit championship event. So just to put that into context a little bit, we have the on-season, which is through that summer months where the circuits are used for racing, and then in the winter when the racing stops, it's a perfect opportunity for the rally cars to come out and have some fun on these relatively safe environment circuits. So that gives us an opportunity then to get some good mileage in, and we can bring the youngsters out, and we can have some good days motorsport throughout the winter. And we're just about in winter here, to be fair. Still, it's springtime in the UK. So the sun's out. It's glorious. It's lovely weather. What more could you ask for on a Sunday in Lincolnshire? Yeah, spotted that Scooby had a roll as well in the local garage in Protyre. Phil and Katie Burton, and a two-wheel moment that turned into a two-door moment when it slid down the track on its doors, and then it hit the tyre wall and dropped itself back onto its wheels, thankfully. So the crew looked okay, and the car will need a bit of polishing to get that out, but they'll be back. Daniel James is watching. Thank you for tuning in, Daniel. Jack Morris, the Priestnell, is also watching. The Priestnell Proton has been out today. I have to keep my eye on all the streams at once. I can't see everything at once. Too much going on. We need less streams. Less screens, that's what we need. Car 42 then, little micro. Making its way around. Lost my entry list. That's Jonathan Hudson and Amy Wolstenholme in that little micro. Had a good day's rallying. Peter Taylor, car 49, has got Cat Taylor alongside. Father and daughter team out from Whitchurch Motor Club. Cat sat in with Dad last time out at Donington. Must have done a half decent job because she's been invited back. I think at one point she was itching to have a go with the steering wheel as well, so have to keep an eye on that. There might be another Mazda MX-5 out soon with Cat driving as well. Two-car team for Team Taylor there, I see. Very good, isn't it? Harry Pinchin in the Citroen C2. He's out on circuit at the minute. He's got Colin Jenkins alongside. Lewis Samuel Topping is asking if we are out in Alaman next week. We certainly are, Lewis, yes. We have an extremely busy weekend next weekend. The special stage crew are being cut in half next weekend. And the A team are heading up to Carlisle to cover the Carlisle stages before making the dash back down to Wales for the final round of this incredible Protyre Circuit Rally Championship, which kept us gripped all season. And producer Wayne and the B team, they head over to the Isle of Man, and they'll be bringing you all the coverage from over there. Clio running wide at the bottom of the mountain, just out braking itself. Got away with that one just about. Taken to a little bit of grass cutting. So head up the mountain. Good to see the Jawas Escort back out, car 25. And, they stopped on the previous stage and had all sorts of issues going on under the engine, under the bonnet, sorry, in the engine bay. Couldn't quite work out exactly what was going on, but there was hands on torque wrenches and Allen keys and all sorts under the engine, tweaking things and making connections and plugging things in and tightening fixings. So yeah, they had an issue previous stage where they had to stop at the bottom of the mountain. But, up and running again, which is always great to see. Hopefully we'll see them at Anglesey next week. They're on the reserve list. Depending on their championship position after today, but that might be hoping and praying for the next few days that people drop out if they need to wrap up the drivers or co-drivers championship in their class. I know it's close, as it is throughout the field in this championship. All the classes and all the categories in the circuit championship are a close fought battle. I'll just take a moment to thank our sponsors as we continue to watch this footage out. A big thank you to our title sponsor, Protyre Auto Care, who we welcomed on board in 2024 and 2025. They've been our title sponsor for the year and have done a fantastic job. Williams Auctions are the live stream partner. They're the ones that are bringing you this live stream and the coverage. They helped fund it. And, they've been with us now 2 years. And it's been there seems to be cars everywhere. I'm looking around. I can see the Jawas Escorts off. Was there an MG there as well? Spun somewhere. It looks like there was a plume of smoke. I couldn't quite work it out. I've just, as I looked up from the programme, then I could just see. Oh yeah. Oh. Collision between the two of them. Oh, what a shame. Car 54, just running it. Oh, I didn't know the Escort was there. Was it car 54? No, car 54. 64, that might make more sense. Lachlan Hunter, one of the Scottish crews down in the MG3 Challenge. Just didn't know that Mick and Ben were there. Oh dear, such a shame. Hopefully we get that car back to service and get it sorted. I'll speak to them, see how they're getting on. But yeah, just glanced up from the programme and saw that carnage unfold. Hey dear. Specialist lubricant partners, Witham Motorsport Oils, been long-term sponsors now with the championship. Motorsport News are our media partners, so we can catch up with all the action from across the motorsport world with Motorsport News, as most of you do, I think. And then Quest Media Limited are the competition friction specialists. So they're our sponsors and partners for the championship, and what a championship it's been. Sponsors on this stage are Blanford Electronics Limited. Big thank you to all the stage sponsors as well. We've got Richard Dean Motor Engineers sponsoring the final stage of the day as well. So yeah, like I say, big thank you to everybody who's chipped in and helped ensure this event runs. It's a slow and steady looking escort. I imagine the tracking's all out. It's probably a dog. Ah dear, the boys weren't having too much fun after the last one. Let's get them back into service, and with one to go, we'll see how they get on. Sun's bright through the van window, but I'm struggling to see the numbers on the cars. 62. That might help, eh? Remove the sunglasses. Brian Walker in the MG3 then. Car 63 making his way through. 62, sorry, making his way through. Lovely looking 325 BMW 2.5 litre of Mike Latham and Mike Fletcher out on circuit, as is car 61 as well. That's Keith Anglesey. Looking forward to heading back to the island of Anglesey is Keith. Same name but spelled differently. So yeah, I was trying to explain before when all the commotion kicked off. The busy weekend next weekend. We have Carlisle stages on the Saturday, and we have Anglesey for the final round of the Circuit Championship on the Sunday. And we also have the rest of the team over on the Isle of Man, bringing you all the action from the Protyre Asphalt Championship. So Protyre have got their name out and about next weekend. Plenty of events, which is good to see. Big thank you to Protyre. And we'll bring you all the coverage from all the events next weekend, all three, from around the UK, live to your homes and to your devices. So make sure you join us for all the action. There won't be too many people sat at home not competing next weekend. Most rally cars will be around the country somewhere, won't they? They're in tarmac, spec or gravel, it doesn't matter, they'll be being used at some point, which is great to see. As Pigot's out in the G3. Solid run today for Massey. New co-driver John Fellows alongside for this weekend. So I mentioned earlier with the addition this weekend of the MG3 Challenge coming down to Cadwell Park as well. Scottish contingency turning up and having a go. And it's great to see these cars, this one-make championship, coming down and supporting the Alan Healy Memorial Rally. We lost the crews commenting earlier that they really enjoy this event, and it's great to have a stage layout like this. And a lot of them not used to being on tarmac. It's a lot of gravel in that championship, so a little bit of a different kettle of fish this weekend for them. But there's not too many that have dropped out. Testament to the strength of these MGs. Max Crowder, you can see on the screen there, with Phil Brammer alongside. Spoke with Phil earlier, who was telling me that we get mixed up between me and him, Phil Bramhill and Phil Brammer. People often try and figure out how he's commentating and he's sat in the car as well at the same time. Hard-charging Ford KA of Ian Barnes and Devlin Johnson. Only 1300cc, but pushing on up the mountain there. I'm trying to make sure they stay away from the tyre stacks now after seeing the Subaru come to rest in the barrier. Car 66 of Thomas Alderton and Paul Alderton in that MG. Final lap around for heading back to service to get themselves ready for that final stage. In fact, John Griffiths and Emma Morrison are already making their way to the start line. They're keen, aren't they? What, 15, 20 cars to go here. They're already on their way. The Mark II Escort, car 84. It's Martin Cockrell and Dave Mortimer. 2-litre powered Mark II. You can see the laser tools. Car of Peter Outram with Gemma West alongside. Back out. It's easy to recognise that car with only one headlight on the front, isn't it? After clouting the bales earlier. Maz Miller out again in the Fiesta, enjoying herself. Always a smile on Maz's face. She loves her rallying. It's always a pleasure to talk to her at the end of the stages. Todd Crooks and Stephanie Wadge, they've retired unfortunately earlier on. Spark Development C2 no longer running. It's Todd's birthday today, so we wish him all the best. But turns out it's not been the best of days for him. Came back on a tow truck earlier on. That's Michael Igo and Will Atkins making their way to the start of the next stage as well, final stage of the day. And what could be their title winning stage as well. We've been joined, let me step down here, by Rally Royalty. Mr. Lawrence. Are we all right? How are we?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, what a splendid day.
Lovely, isn't it?
The top of your head's got sunburnt again, which is not a good sign, but yeah.
Sunburn in April.
I know, it's stunning. What a great event, though.
Yeah.
Ferocious pace.
Yeah, it's been amazing, hasn't it?
Yeah. I've just been talking to Chris West in the Peugeot, and his commitment into the whole bends on that flying lap just then was unbelievable.
Right,
okay. He was right on the limit. He really is ragging the last second out of that car.
Okay. I didn't see Chris. I saw most, but I must admit I missed Chris through there, so that's a shame. He's been incredible to watch today. Oh, well, all season actually. To be fair, I mean, it's you expect him to be quick in the dry. You don't expect to be quite as quick or quite as committed in the wet, but when it is wet, he still pushes that little thing to its end, doesn't he?
He pulls results out of it that really shouldn't be there necessarily. He's just nipped ahead of Don Buckley on that last one.
Has he? Okay.
So I think there's I know Don's not registered, but I think that's 3 seconds up going into the last stage.
Right, I was looking at the results just before.
The last 2 stages suit the Peugeot because they're fast and flowing, not a stop-start, where he loses out to the 4-wheel drives. But yeah, lots of good drives.
Yes, he has indeed, actually. So about 3 seconds as well. So 3 seconds ahead of Dom for that final step on the event podium. We have to make sure we say the event podium. We've got Dom Buckley, who's not registered for the championship. So he's currently sitting at 4th. But a real shame for Dom because he had a nightmare, didn't he? Unfortunately, in the hairpin earlier.
It all went wrong. He got balked. He overshot. He stalled. He couldn't find reverse. 45 seconds.
Everything that could happen in that one moment did happen for him.
He's very philosophical about it because he's just out for a bit of fun, so he's not too distressed. But he's reminded everybody what a quality act he is. Yeah. This is his second rally in 20 years. Yeah. And he goes out on stage 1 and he's quickest.
Yeah, he was telling me that he was hoping to be in the top 7 and he was leading by 5 seconds.
5 seconds against quality opposition.
Yeah, so,
and never been to Cadwell Park before.
No, very impressive, very, very impressive. There's been some good times throughout the field, but there's a couple of notable people missing as well. I'd like to mention Alistair Stables, who's not here anymore. He's heading home. Again, he had problems at Donington, and he's come here with a car that he thought was working. It's been all around the country trying to get it fixed. It came back to him only a couple of days ago, and he was telling me that it was all sorted. And the first stage this morning, exactly the same electrical glitch again.
Done the same thing 2 weeks in a row. What a shame. What a lovely guy too.
Yeah, I know. So sorry for him. It's great to have him in the championship. He's been a brilliant guy to talk to throughout the year. And replacing everything on the car that could possibly think of. Unfortunately, it still hasn't fixed it.
Worst sort of electrical problem that is when you can't find. Kyron Hankin, that was the first stage drama. He was out. Yes, that was unfortunate. Another tough day of rallying for.
Did you see the Subaru? The Maple Garage Subaru.
No.
So Phil and Katie have rolled the Subaru.
Oh no.
On camera. They clipped the chicane, or the tyre chicane, at the bottom of the mountain, just before you turn sweeping left up the hill. They've gone round the chicane and clipped the tyre stack, and it's gone up on 2 wheels. And I thought he was going to save it, to be fair. Unfortunately, it's tipped onto its doors and slid into the barrier. And as it's hit the tyre barrier, it's then popped back onto its wheels. But unfortunately,
so that's the second roller we've had at the bottom of the mountain today. Yeah. Because the guys in the clear managed to tip it over.
Third one then, because there was another one on the hairpin earlier. There was. So when we were sat where I was with you earlier, the bottom hairpin at the bottom of the hill by the pit lane entrance, some clip tyres there and rolled as well. So we've had 3 rolls today, unfortunately.
It's been a day. I think
a day like this in the championship. I was just telling everyone earlier how sort of relatively safe it is here, but it is. You know, circuit rallying is a relatively safe environment. We don't have too many big accidents, and that's great for the fact, you know, the likes of the juniors or the people who don't have the budget to go out and rally in the forests and on the lanes of the UK. So, you know, this is a great little championship and brings different people out into motorsport and gets younger people into motorsport as well.
I would suggest anybody sitting on the reserve list for Anglesey next week to hang on, because there's 1 or 2 people here that won't make Anglesey. We could move all sorts of people off the reserve list.
Well, one crew that are on that reserve list are Mick and Ben Jowers. I've just seen on the live stream what happened, yes. I don't think Lachlan saw them coming. and unfortunately, I just moved across.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they can get it sorted. We will see how things go.
Yeah, because they were reserves for Anglesey, but
They are.
a fair chance of getting in there.
Yes, they have. Yeah, and I just hope that we can get that car sorted and ready for the event next week. It's only a week to go, and I was talking to some of the crews earlier about what would they do in this situation. How do they prep the car ready for the event next week when it's only a few days away? You get back from here. Some people have got a few hour drive home, you know, like ourselves, but we haven't got a car to prep when we get there. So what do you do when you get home? Some people have work all week as well, so it's long nights for these guys.
Yeah, no, it's a tough week for a lot of people. 2 events back to back, and it'll be interesting to see how many aren't able to get to Anglesey. But there's still a hell of an entry for Anglesey, though. It's still strong.
Yeah, it's 36 minis, I think it is, on the entry. It's a huge amount of minis coming over.
Yeah.
So we just want the weather. If someone can bring this weather with them, tie the sun to the back of the van and we'll take it with us. I hope so. I hope so. One crew having a good run this weekend and continuing their recent good runs in the championship, Stephen Johansson in the Subaru. They're currently second in the championship and they've had a good season. They're knocking on the door of top spot.
The Duffys in the Lotus Elise have had a good day as well. Yes. Very undramatic car, and yet it goes very quick.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't make a lot of noise, but
really handy for getting around the tight and twisty stuff.
Very, very nimble. Yeah, they've had another good day.
Where there was a couple of cars struggling with a hairpin early, they nipped in, didn't they, round the back of everyone and back out. Well, yeah, there was a great overtaking manoeuvre actually. If anyone had seen that earlier, the car had stalled on the inside of the hairpin, and they came in and whizzed round the back of the car and back out again. It was a good little move, that. So let's have a quick flick back to what's going on. Are we not too far off the end of the stage now? I don't think. Can't hear too much more out on stage, and there's not a lot happening at the end of the stop line. Can't be too far off cars going back in for the final stage. I can see John and Emma making their way down to the arrival control, and the dust in front of that Citroen currently holding the championship P1 position just in front of them. So it's do or die now for John and Emma with regards to the championship. They have around about 7 seconds to make up over Michael Igo, Will Atkins with this final stage. You probably expect it to be sort of okay from an Igo Atkins perspective, but I think, you know, it's rallying and anything can happen. We see it all the time, don't we? And it's only a stall, you know, on the start line, or a spin, or a knock into a chicane, or something like that. In fact, we saw on the live onboard on the last stage, John actually came behind Craig Pennington through Hall Bends, and probably wasn't patient enough. But when you're in that situation, I'm not going to be the person that goes and tells John that he's not patient. He was obviously trying to fight for every single millisecond, and he just took a dive to the inside just too early and ended up missing the road and going off onto the grass and round the back of the bend and lost a couple of seconds there probably to Michael.
I was sat in front of the new mountain pavilion just for that last stage, penultimate stage, and I put a stopwatch on the gap between Igo and Griffiths to see, and when they came past me, give or take, it was within 1/10 of a second. But then John dropped all his time at Hall Bends for that moment.
It was such a shame, but it's just difficult. And obviously in that situation, I mean, Craig was turning right and John was splitting left then anyway. So, you know, just difficult. And in that moment, your brain doesn't work quite as you want it to. And he probably could have just held on for an extra millisecond before he split left. But he didn't. Anyway, he didn't lose too much. It's still all to battle for. 7 seconds is the deficit from John Griffiths to Michael Igo for the championship. And Michael could win it here. If he doesn't, and John does pip him to that event win today, then we do go to the final round, the Ultratech SMC stages over Anglesey Circuit next weekend, just 7 days away. It's not a lot to get these cars back home, prepped and back out again. So that'll be challenging for the teams as well as the drivers.
And the rest of us as well.
Yes, and us as well. We've got to disappear off to other places before then, Paul. We're not even just going straight to Anglesey. We've got a week in work and then another rally to do before Anglesey, and you're on the Isle of Man as well. So
yeah, we got 3 days in work and then 4 days of rallying.
Yeah, it's all right for some. I've got all week in work and then I've got to jump in the car and drive up to Carlisle for the event up there, before heading back to the Protyre Championship on Anglesey. So if the weather can play ball, I'll be really happy. Yeah, maybe it could rain a little bit in Carlisle before the event, because I don't want too much dust.
It's going to be dusty now in Carlisle. That's going to be the problem.
Really dusty, isn't
Very
it?
dusty. I spoke with Colin Heppenstall in the week, and he said, "Yeah, the dust is starting to pick up already." So BRC will be dusty.
Yeah, dusty. A dusty Carlisle Stages rally then. But that's next weekend, and this is this weekend as we look at the final stage and get ourselves ready to go rallying once again. We're just moving positions slightly, and then cameras will be back on live, and cars will be heading into the stage very shortly. Big thank you to Paul Lawrence for that chat. He's doing all the journalism at the end of the stage, and also here for the champagne spraying, which will take place just behind us here at the top end of the circuit. If you happen to be around and you want to come and enjoy the champagne spraying, please make your way to the top end of the paddock, as if you're going out of the venue, and where the cars are heading to the stage. We have a little setup there with the banners, and we will have a little ceremony shortly when those first cars arrive with us after the next sort of 4 miles or so. So once again, a big shout out to everyone who's tuned in today, and thank you for joining us. Last chance, if you want to be included in the prize draw, then make sure you drop a comment into the live feeds, whether it's the Facebook one or the YouTube post. Then just drop a little message in there. Tell us what you're doing for tea, what you're having, what you're doing today. You know, what your plans are for the week. Are you going to be at the Isle of Man? Are you going to be in Carlisle? Are you going to be at Anglesey? What are your plans for the coming week? Anything you like, put it into the group chat, and as long as it's family friendly, we'll put you into the draw for some Rallying is Life and special stage merchandise. A quick look back at YouTube and see how things are going on there. So as you can see, we are live on board John Griffiths and Emma Morrison's Skoda Fabia, as we have been all day. We trialled these cameras last time out at Donington Park with Michael and Will. So we got to have a look at what the Citroen is like, and now we're having a look at what it's like to be on board the Skoda Fabia. And we are about to see Michael and Will blast into the final stage of the day with a 7-second lead over your ride for this final stage, John Griffiths and Emma Morrison. Okay, so if you say a few hellos then. So Paul and Liz, hello Susan, welcome to our American fans. Nice to have everyone from around the world on board. Welcome along, Susan. Yeah, great to see people from across the pond getting involved with our event and our live stream. Dave Cram says you'll be knackered after all that action. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to get around the country next weekend. I could do with like a helicopter or something to get me around the country quickly, but we'll see how we get on. Yes, flapping and flying is what I'm going to be doing. I'll be doing a lot of flapping, I know that. Andrew Bispam, the championship coordinator, is gesturing that I could be flapping and flying. Frank Chambers has asked, anyone know how Tom Stockdale is doing? Tom has had a bit of a torrid day. I'm hoping he's managed to get round. but I'm not sure. He had an exhaust hanging off on the last stage, and he's had some steering issues, but he was just getting the car ready for Barbados. So just give me 1 second and I'll be back with you. I just need to tie in with somebody and we'll find out a little bit of information for you. Hang on 1 second. Okay, apologies for that. I just wanted to tie in with Mick and Ben after their accident on that final stage, and I didn't know how bad things were, so I didn't want to take you along for the ride. But the good news is the boys are okay. The car is not looking so good. I don't think they're going to be at Anglesey, unfortunately. I can see the car. Yes, it's looking very sorry for itself. Is the Escort, Jawas Escort. So car 25 who got hit by the MG3 on that previous stage. Yeah, a real shame, real shame. Okay, so Mick Tuck says, great days rallying, thanks again. Chicken and chips for tea, that sounds all right, doesn't it? Chicken and chips, we'll have a bit of that. Thank you for getting in touch. What else have we got then? Vanessa Alderton enjoying the coverage from Southampton. Yeah, that is the best timing I've ever seen. As you said that, Vanessa, or as you typed that, the boys have just gone past me. They've just literally driven past me and they're heading to their final stage. So that's that was good timing, wasn't it? Off to do the final stage, and we will see them at the finish shortly. So thank you for that. Shout out to Nick Taylor, who has been servicing car 66. Thank you as always. Great stuff. Watching the live stream, keep an eye out for Martin Hodgson in car 10. Martin's been going well all day, pushing hard. It's been good to see. Lots of sad faces around Team Jawas. Horrible to see that on the screens as well. It's such a shame. We've had such a good run this season. But championship, if I'm going to pull any positives from this, the championship is looking favourable for those guys with their results so far from their category and their class. So I think they've done so well throughout the season. Actually, today may not need to be too much of a problem. Where's Mr. Sam? We need to get ourselves ready, Mr. Sam. So I'll start taking a wander over to our podium celebrations, and we'll get ourselves ready over there. So a big thank you, as always, to all the organising team from Border Motor Club. The sponsors for the final stage then, Richard Dean Motor Engineers, the rescue crews and marshals from all around the country that put hours and hours and hours of effort into making sure these events run. All the media and everyone else who helps from a publicity point of view, and then anybody else who's out there that helps the event. The rescue crews are so important to the events, aren't they? So big thank you to everyone. They've been used a lot today as well. So big thank you to all those people. Before we make our way over to the podium, we'll check on the results and see how things are going. You can see on the live stream cars are well into this final stage now, and they're not going to be too far away. So let's make a little move over. Come on, Sammy, let's go and see if we can find the team. And we'll look at waiting the arrival of our podium. Right, Mick, it's lovely to see you. I'm sorry it hasn't quite turned out right in the end for you, but
We've had a good season.
it's been a good season, hasn't it? We've had a great time.
We've had a great time. We talked about some nice egg and bacon sandwiches.
I'm always happy to talk about that. Ring me in the week if you want to talk food. We don't have to wait till weekends if you want.
Why do we have to wait till the week?
I don't know. Why do we do that?
We've had 6 months of glorious racing, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been really, really good. I've really enjoyed sports, sort of sharing it with you.
It's fantastic, isn't it? You know, this is what we come for. Yeah. We have had a little bit of damage today, but you know what? We've persevered that car.
You've been in the wars today.
7 years, and we've got a few battle scars, but.
We have the sister car almost, didn't we?
You definitely, yeah. So never say never. That's the thing.
Great. And
we should have gone home when the fuel pipe had a problem, shouldn't we? That was someone up there was looking down, saying,
giving you a nod.
"Mick, just you know what? Let's just."
Well, from a championship point of view, it's been a good.
No, it's good. It's good. We've secured our class, hopefully. So today was all about Ben getting his overall standing for the Navigators Championship. But unfortunately, it's not to be, is it? But you know,
we need to get him in a car next week, don't we?
He's in a car next.
He is in a car.
He's in a car. His race career starts in about a month's time, isn't it, Ben? So
he's not out at Anglesey next weekend.
No, he's not at Anglesey. He's got. When is it? Abingdon, June. So
in the Gulf.
In the Gulf. So we've got a bit of time on the car. Needs a bit of love. There's some upgrades need doing.
I'm already excited to see it.
I'm excited. And you know what? We can always talk about food, can't we?
We can if it all goes wrong.
Exactly.
We'll chat food.
Exactly that.
Lovely to see you, mate. Yeah, thank you very much, Ben. Thank you very much. Nice to see you. Safe travels back. We've got the winners of the event coming through now, so we need to get them lined up here for the podium. You get your car stacked up, ready to go. Well done, guys. Yeah, they're a good bunch. They're a good bunch. So let's. I can see the top crews making their way over to us now. It's just need to find how we're going to get them in here. There was plenty of space to start with. There we go. I'll let Mr. Bispo. Where's he gone? He's disappeared. Mr. Bispo is not here now. I thought he was going to guide them in. Okay. So talking to the guys. There we go. Doing a bit of directing as well. Okay, we'll bring John and Emma in. Trying to do 2 jobs at once here, so bear with me. Let's try and bring everyone in. Here we go. Okie dokie, there's John. Okay, we're just waiting on the 3rd place now. Chris West is on his way. So. Ooh, okay. Okay, so. Okay. So it's showing there's a 30-second penalty for Michael Igon, a 30-second penalty for John Griffiths on that stage. And Chris West has had a shocker. I can't work out what's going on now. I need someone who has got the mathematical head on to come and tell me exactly what's happening. It's looking like a Michael Igo win, but before we confirm that, we just need to find out exactly what's gone on. Okay, that'll do us then. We'll sure that's doing its job. Just find out what's going on. That's okay, that's, if everyone's got it, it's a bit better for me to understand. I was just trying to work out exactly how that was happening then. Okay, so there might just be a little problem with the timings for the last stage. Everyone's showing 30-second penalties now, so let's get Chris lined up. He's an expert at this. Oh, he's done it. He's done it. He doesn't need me, does he? There we go, Chris West. Topping out the podium then for us. So Michael Igoe is your event winner according to our provisional results. John Griffiths and Emma Morrison then in second place, maintaining an identical stage time actually for that last stage with Michael. So 7 seconds the difference at the end of the event, and Chris West 50 seconds further back, having had his issues with traffic a little bit earlier, but winning Class C. Martin Hodgson seems to have taken Class D honours, with Joseph Duffy just behind. And Ben Wilkinson in that lovely 106 seems to be the winners of Class E. So we'll bring Michael and Will in now for the here. We'll grab Michael and congratulate him on the championship as well, which is looking like it's been sewn up here at Cadwell Park. Go grab him, Will. Go grab him, mate. Let's have him in front of the car. Come on, Michael. First of all, provisionally, congratulations, champions for 24-25 season. That's how it's looking at the minute. Obviously, things can still pan out, but at the minute, currently, you are the champions once again. You must be happy with that, surely, now. Can you smile yet?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's time for the Chinese. What do you reckon, Will? No, we don't eat Chinese, do you?
One or two. Don't mind a Chinese.
No, it's been a great day. As I said, I was just doing a report then with Motorsport News, Paul Lawrence, and from the outside you can get kidded of how times are looking, you know, on raw pace, but with the traffic and stuff, it can make a massive difference of just how it falls. And some stages it works for you, and some stages it works against you. I don't think it ever goes against John Griffiths, though. It always goes the right way. Black Cat comes to like supports. Very, very lucky man.
Can't hear you, though.
But yeah, no, it's been a great day. We've enjoyed it.
As it always is, really close battles throughout the field again. Just the 7 seconds in the end. But a commanding day for you guys.
It's been testing my heart a little bit at times, but I think it's been less than 10 seconds for the last 3 rallies, hasn't it? Yeah. So yeah, it's to be fair to John and Emma, they've been setting a real good pace this year, so it's made us up our game, and yeah, it's really good competition. And an extra crew this weekend that have kept you on your toes until a problem they had with the hairpin, but great to see Don Buckley back out again in a car, and he has 2 rallies in about 17, 18 years. This is incredible, isn't it? The pace he's shown today to get with you boys.
Yeah, no, fair play to him. I've never actually met Dom. I spoke with him on the phone, but yeah, he's a rally legend, isn't he? And I think back in the day, Will tells me he was up against McRae and stuff, so he knows his onions.
Yeah, he does, yeah. Fantastic to see, yeah, really good. Well done, guys. We'll catch up with you in a minute with the spraying of the champagne, but for now, you go and have 5 minutes to yourselves. Thank you. Think about that Chinese. Thank you, guys. Let's bring John and Emma in. Let's first of all, commiserations on the championship. It's looking like it's gone Michael and Will's way, but that's not from the want of trying, John.
No, it's a shame we're not taking it to Anglesey, but you know, we threw everything at it today. Yeah, we can't grumble. We threw everything. Martel's just such a quick driver. It's nice just to be close to him and compete with him.
Take away from you guys, I think he's had a really good season actually. At times, it's been really, really impressive. What are you going to go into Anglesey? We're going to see you at Anglesey.
We're going to discuss about it, and we'll see. We'll see now.
All right, and you know, plans for next year. Have you got any of those yet? I know it's very early on.
Not even thought about it yet, but we'll see. We'll have a look at the whole situation, and I mean, it is a great championship, and it just suits my kind of, you know, one day away and no messing about for 4 days and things like that. So, and I'm, you know, a bit too old in the tooth to learn another discipline, I think. So
it's a huge draw from a championship point of view to have the setup they have. You know, we've mentioned this a few times throughout the sort of last 6 months or so. To be able to, you know, like you say, you can bring your family and friends and everyone down, your sponsors.
Yeah.
You can bring everybody along to the events we saw you today with family and friends, you know, in the service park. It gives you an opportunity, Emma, to sort of really get everyone involved in the sport, doesn't it?
It is good because, yeah, when we go out and do rallies in the forest or closed road, you only come in service for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Nobody gets to see you to know what's going on. You can't talk to anybody, but here, really good. It's a good social atmosphere. You can talk to everybody.
You've got all the facilities, so you've got food, you've got drink, you've got toilets, you've got everything you could wish for at an event like this as well, which is really good. Except for
a win.
A win. Yes. You haven't got one of those this weekend, John. No, unfortunately not. You've had them in the past, though, and it's made the championship really, really close all season. So, testament to you guys and obviously the rest of the crew as well for it being such a close season. Thank you very much. We'll give you 5 minutes before we get the champagne popped. We'll go and see Chris and Keith over here now. They've had an eventful day. Let's move over here. Chris, Keith, top two-wheel drive again. Yeah, clearly you don't need showing where third spot is on the podium. I was just about to guide you in and you have been there before I got a chance to get you there. It's you didn't do too bad there at all, mate. You always seem to have trials and tribulations throughout the day, but you always seem to come out pretty good on the end of the day.
Yeah, I think we always come here to just try and get the best result we can. You know, I mean, the four drives, we're always going to be down on just pure traction. I mean, I'm still wheel spinning in third gear. It's just, I can't put it down. So, you know, when we've got the technical stages where there's lots of squares and hairpins, you know, we do miss out a little bit there. But I try and then make it up on the high speed stuff and on the brakes and trying to be a bit brave in places. But, you know, we're here to enjoy it, and, you know, to be up against some of these cars in this, bearing in mind it is our Reg 1997.
Yeah.
Is that's what I get the enjoyment from.
Not bad.
I love it really.
And I was talking to Paul Lawrence before, who was mentioning about the hall bends at this last stage, straight through this time with no chicanes before it, real quick, and the commitment that you guys were putting in through that section. Is that scary for you guys in that passenger seat?
For me, yeah, it was a bit out of shape the second time through there. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Concentrating. Yeah, he gets it out of it. He saves it every time, fortunately. Yeah.
He always does a great job. It's always brilliant to watch the car, and always brings to watch you guys out there. I know you wear your heart on your sleeve, and sometimes it's, you know, it's difficult when you're getting stuck behind cars or whatever. But that's the nature of the beast, and it's always great to see you on the podium. So well done, guys. Thank you very much. This is your third place crew: Chris West, Keith Hounslow. Let's move back, and if Mr. Bisping was around and he's happy, are we ready for some champagne? Say again. Oh heck! Right, let's stay out of the way. Hey, on the count of three, then, guys. They weren't letting that one go, were they?
I think they were pre-prepared.
He might have been second today, but first with the champagne. It was, yeah. It was an ambush indeed, yeah. Fantastic stuff. If all else goes wrong with rallying, Michael Igo could be a 100-metre sprinter the way he ran away from Emma then. Right, guys, just stand by the cars with the champagne. Let's have a photo, Mike. Andrew, come on in. Let's get your photo, and then we'll wrap things up. There we go. All right. All good. Fantastic. Well, it's been a hell of a championship, and we have still Chris West sneaking in there. We still have one more round to go on Anglesey next weekend. So don't forget, it's going to be a busy, busy weekend next week for Special Stage, but we will be live throughout the weekend and also at Anglesey Circuit, ready for the final round of the Circuit Championship, the Ultratech SMC stages. Until next weekend and the final round of the championship, let's hope the sun is with us. We will see you on Anglesey. Take care.
just heading along the top straight in front of the cafeteria into Holbeck.